Hey there and welcome to another G.I. Joe action figure review. Today we are taking a look at the Target exclusive Special Missions Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. That's a mouthful. Before we get into it, I want to send out a huge thank you to Incredible Hulk from RetroRescue.com for grabbing this figure for me when he was able to find it in the store, because this has been one of the, besides all the figures being very hard, this has been one of the hardest figures to come across. And surprisingly, it's a troop builder. And I say surprisingly because you would think a figure like this would be produced in a number that anybody who wanted could, buy somewhere between 2 and 10. Now, I'm personally not an army builder. I've never been an army builder. I've sometimes had, 2 or 3 of a troop just by happenstance. I've never gone out to buy multiples of figures to display, but I know a lot of you are. A lot of people in the community are. And the fact that these are so hard to find and so rare is unbelievable. So, won't get into a lot of that. We're going to just take a look at this figure. A lot of you have seen it already. I'm really late to the game, but I still wanted to take a look. I still wanted to share my thoughts and opinions on it. So here we go. We see the front of the box right there. It's got the really cool artwork. Again, I'm not a fan of different art on every box, but Hasbro tried to explain it at one point as like a who's of art. So, whatever, however they want to do it, it's their product. But the presentation is really cool. So talking about the art, we'll flip over here to the art side so you can really get a good look at it. And yeah, it's cool art. I really like it. It's a very nicely painted piece of art. The back side is the Cobra Island overview that points out several of these mission spots. And that's about it. We'll flip here to the right side where the abilities are. And this is the replacement, kind of, for the file card. We'll go over these abilities here real quick. The top one means Cobra Trooper is a level 1 foot soldier. These are the rank and file of the army. This is level 1 light weapons. They use small handheld weapons. This one is hand-to-hand combat level 1. They are the bare knuckle brawlers. And the final one, level 1 sabotage. They destroy valuable targets to disrupt missions. So this is their attributes, their abilities that tells you about them. Here's their number. They are the 12th figure in the G.I. Joe Classified Series line. And right there, Cobra Trooper. Cool. All right, so let's get this guy open. We'll come back. We're going to take a look at his biography from gijoe.com and then the figure. Cobra Troopers form the core of the Cobra forces. Their ranks are made up of criminals from around the world who have been drawn to the sinister hiss and dark message that is the Cobra Call. Typically wearing masks to hide their identity, they carry out chaos-causing missions handed down from Cobra Commander, who they faithfully serve without question. Oh, is that why they wear the mask? I thought they were trying to protect themselves from a virus. I'm sorry, just kidding. Maybe that was in poor taste. I don't know. But there's a lot of Cobra Troopers, not these guys, but like Vipers and so forth. They're ready for a pandemic. They've got their faces covered. Unfortunately, a lot of the G.I. Joe team, no, they don't. Anyway, sorry, totally went off the rails there. Let's take a look at the figure. First thing is, I will mention the really cool insert that's inside the package that you could pull out, display behind the figure, or to give him a display. It shows the number, shows the abilities, shows his name over there, and there's even a Cobra symbol up there. It's a really cool background. It's got the Terradrome, Cobra Island, the waves, the boats, and all sorts of things in there. So that's a really cool little insert, I think. So anyway, there's that. Now, I'm going to take a look at the accessories that are laying down there. He comes with this sniper rifle of sorts. It's a long rifle. It's got scopes. Unfortunately, there's no paint applications on the gun anywhere whatsoever. It does have this peg sticking out the right side of it. This will attach to the vest of the Cobra Trooper. Mine bent a little bit pulling it out of the package, so you might want to be careful pulling them out of the package. The little pegs remind me of the sound attack weapons way back in the, what was it, the O's? The O1, O2, somewhere in there, where they had this tab that you would stick in the side of a vehicle or to the side of something, push a button, and it would make different noises based off of the little tab there. So I know it's not sound attack, but you know, the peg is bringing back memories there. He's got this smaller rifle gun of sorts as well. It also has a peg to attach to the vest. And again, no paint apps. There's lots of little fancy detail all through here, but no paint whatsoever to distinguish parts of this weapon. He has two handguns that are pretty small. They don't have any pegs on them. They're a pretty slender, thin weapon. Again, no paint apps. These will actually go in holsters on the front and on the back of his vest. So yeah, these are pretty cool. Could do some little pistol actions there. He has this knife. Again, no paint apps. All of these wet accessories you're going to hear me say no paint apps. There is a little snake detail where it makes you think of Cobra Commander's sword dagger thing, where the blade is coming out of the snake mouth right there. He comes with a helmet that has the same color blue as his uniform, so it matches him quite well. It's got some black details, so this actually does have some paint applications on there. It's got some various lines just to indicate, you know, whatever they want to indicate. Fits on his head really pretty good. So yeah, there's his helmet. He comes with a pair of goggles that slips right over his head. I suppose if you wanted to try and stretch these out a little bit, they might be able to go over the helmet. I'm not really sure which direction these go, if it's like this way or this way. So whichever way looks good to you. From my experience of kind of playing around with this a little bit, one of the eyes will not be completely covered. It's just a little bit short. Doesn't matter which way you have it turned. One of them won't get all the way covered, but it does pretty good. So cool little goggles. I'm guessing these must be like night vision python. I don't know. They have like snake-like eyes on the goggles. And the final accessory he comes with is this armband. Yep, it slides on his arm. From all the pictures I've seen, this faces up. There wasn't actual instructions of saying how this hooks on, but this is optional. You can put it on if you want to, or you can leave it off. Some people have been using it for those lucky people who have like 5 or 10 of these figures. I've seen some people use it as a designation that the trooper that's wearing this is like the officer. So yep, little armband that you can slide right on the arm, left or right. Now let's talk about the figure, his articulation, and we'll just discuss some things about the character and the figure. This is an update to the version 1 Cobra Trooper that came out in 1982. At least this is a modern classified update. He has about 38 points of articulation from head to toe. His vest right here cannot come off. Sometimes you can slide some of the belts, harnesses, and vests off. This one you can't slide off. If you can, please leave me a note that you're able to just slide this off somehow. The best way is if you want this off, you're going to have to cut it off somewhere in here. Or if you're clever, you could find a side and you maybe cut down the side and find a way of reattaching it. I'm not sure why or if you'd want this off, but you might. But it doesn't just come off. All the weapons he carries or has will connect. I mentioned earlier these guns have pegs, and so there's holes in the back of the vest, and they'll fit on just like that, as well as sliding some guns in knives in places. I think I'd turn that around. Let's turn it around. There, something like that. So all the accessories he comes with will fit on him. So I like the colors. I think they did a really good job with the coloring, the black and the blue. One thing I'll make note of is my collar here is black up there. I've seen reports that there is a blue collar out there. And I've also heard that the initial release, the first wave of figures, or the first shipment, had the black collar, and the rest of them, or some after that, had a blue collar. So I don't have a blue collar, I have a black collar. All right, so, well, let's take a look at the articulation. His head rotates all the way around. It's got the double neck joint in here where there's a ball joint in the head, a ball joint in the neck, and so you can move the neck around like that, as well as hinge. If I remember right, there's a hinge there. And it's a little off center, so to get the hinge to work, you've got to actually have it centered there. The arms rotate all the way around. He can lift his arms like this. It's nice and smooth. There's not a lot of ratcheting. There's not a lot of struggle. His biceps have a rotation as well. He's got double pins on the elbow. And his wrists will rotate all the way around. And there is, if I can find it there, a vertical. The cuffs of his sleeves are preventing it from working, but there is a vertical hinge there, and this one has a horizontal. So again, the cuffs over here are kind of blocking it up. He has the ab crunch feature hiding under the vest, and because it's hiding under the vest, I like it a lot visually. But that means you also can't actually use it very much. His waist will allow him to rotate all the way around like so. He can do the splits really well, and he's got the thigh rotation right there. Up here in his leg waist area, he's got the joint that rotates up in there that allows you to lower his legs. You can kind of see the gap there, which allows for more movement, more motion than if the legs were pushed up. Now they're pushed up. He's got double pins on the knee, like that. He's got a boot calf rotation right there. And then finally, his ankles will rotate, and they hinge up and down. So a fully articulate action figure, Cobra Trooper. And unfortunately, I have to say, I know I'm saying this in a negative way, but unfortunately I have to say, he is actually probably one of the most perfect classified figures that we've received. Next to the black version, the general release Snake Eyes, and Destro. Those are some of the better figures. This, and Beachhead. We'll say Beachhead's pretty good too. But this, as representation, as execution, this is probably a near perfect figure. And the unfortunate reason is, it's rare and it's hard to get. So, I guess I don't want to dwell on that for very long. It's disappointing that such a neat, cool display item, a toy, is so difficult to get. It's very disappointing. We have a light, though, at the end of the tunnel. Cobra Infantry will be coming out next year, and hopefully by that time, Hasbro will have figured out some things with ordering, with numbers, and maybe there'll be a lot more. It's going to be a little bit different color. It's going to be a lighter color. The vest is a different color. It doesn't have as many accessories. I know one thing people love is accessories. But at least there's a positive light out of this negative experience. Hopefully that will satisfy a lot of troop building needs. All right, before we finish and wrap this up, let's deck this character out. Let's get this guy all geared up and take a look at him with his accessories. Here he is all decked out in his accessories. I'm really not a fan of the goggles, so if I display him, if I pull him out of the box to play with him or do something with him, it's probably going to be without the goggles. You can see his gun is right here in the front pouch. His knife is in the front sheath. He's holding a handgun. He's holding the smaller rifle, and the larger rifle is attached to one of the pegs. I'll make a little quick note that it might be difficult to attach both of these guns to the back of the vest at the same time. You could do it, but it's going to be just a little bit tight back there. And so, drop the gun. So yeah, you can attach this, but as I said, it's going to be a little bit tight like that. So, you can get everything attached. You could even have him not hold anything. We'll slide the gun, the handgun right there. If he's got this long rifle there, it's going to make pulling this handgun out, if you want to pose him trying to pull it out, a little bit difficult. But if you just want to pose him with holding his gear, somehow I've gotten this guy crooked. I've got him a little crooked, and I'm not sure how I did that. But you could pose him with just his gear. There, like that. Yeah, there he is with his gear. Alright, that's the Cobra Trooper, the Cobra Island set, Target exclusive, and the unfortunate circumstances surrounding the figure and the character. A little bit longer review, but there's a lot to talk about with this figure. Thank you for sticking around. If you're still here at the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot to have the entire video viewed. And you are the superstars. You are the faithful. You are the great. You are the awesome people. If you found this video helpful, please, drop me a like, do the thumbs up, help the channel out. If you want to be notified when more future videos like this, Gijoe, Fortnite, or Halo figure reviews come out, then hit that subscribe button, the bell notification icon. You will be notified. Other than that, have a wonderful day. We will see you in the next video.